about how to defend yourself. This is so super important. You think you know how, but you have no idea. But it can make all the difference, really, in a dangerous situation. So we're going to learn how to up our defenses.
Exactly. We are joined by owner of Krav Maga CDK Self-Defense Center, DJ Stevens, also Luke joining us to show us some moves. And I mean, Steve really kind of took the whole thing in the beginning, that self-defense in itself is so important. Talk about why it is on a daily basis, even.
Well, learning to defend yourself is important for several reasons. Well, A, you want to learn to defend yourself if anything ever happens. But more importantly, you want the confidence to do so. You know, if you have the confidence to defend yourself and you know that you have some tools in your toolbox, you're actually less likely to do anything we have to show you, because you carry yourself a little different.
You have confidence. You know you can defend yourself.
People want the easy target. It's not being big or small. It's just having that swagger about you that says, no, you know, maybe I should choose somebody.
Don't mess with me.
So exactly, we're going to give you some just a couple of tips in just a second as the easy ways you can defend yourself at home if you find yourself in that situation. I got to be honest with you. When I first heard about Krav Maga years ago, I was like, this is like the baddest of the bad, right? When it comes to this, and I was like, this is like so next level. But your clients really are all across the board, right?
For sure, for sure.
You have women and men.
Yep.
I mean, guys who obviously want to, you know, learn about the art form itself.
Yes, sir.
You get a lot of women that are just like, yeah, I'm going to protect myself.
Exactly. It's actually 50-50. It's crazy, because when I first got into it years ago, it was way more men, like 70%. And then as times went on, it became like way more women. And now it's like 50-50. You have men that want to protect themselves and their family. You have women that want to protect themselves and be a role model to their family. You know, so we have people coming in for all different reasons. And sometimes people just want to relieve stress, especially like in tough times and stuff like that. People just want to, like, the stress says, come here, hit things, feel better.
Right, a little adrenaline rush.
There you go.
You didn't have to hit me. I told you, she's so unpredictable.
I'm literally this. If that's it, you're going to be in for one for this class.
I'm on the other side of Luke before this is over.
Okay, so you told us a little bit about why it's important. Want to show us some of the things we would learn in your class?
Yeah, well, I tell you, the very first thing that we normally teach after we teach like de-escalation moves is our Krav Maga handshake.
Yes.
So Luke's going to hold our equipment for our Krav Maga handshake. So this is how we shake the bad guy's hand in Krav Maga, okay? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it's a pretty simple move. I'm leading with my knee. I'm following through with my foot, and my hips is where the power comes from. If he didn't have that tombstone, my goal was not, I'm not even aiming for the groin. I'm aiming for the top of his head, and the groin's in the way.
So, this is great. Look, I get to kick Luke. I'm not going to kick hard. But this is the important lesson that I picked up from what you said before.
Okay.
Two things. One, you said you're going to aim for the head, but you're going to stop at the groin.
Exactly.
The other thing is
No, don't stop at the groin.
Go
kick through the groin.
And that's what I was going to say. The second thing is we're not just going to kick here. We're going all the way through.
All the way through.
And we're not stopping that kick to get through. All right, my kicking job is done. Annie Mae, you feel like hitting somebody?
Yeah,
well,
I always feel like hitting somebody. Show me something else, though.
We got another strike you can do, and that's called a hammer fist strike.
Okay.
So my hammer fist strike is here. Yes, yes, yes. So this is a really good strike, especially if he's closer, okay? I can't get the kick off, but I have my hammer. Okay. I can go to the nose to get a reaction. I can go to the side of the jaw. I can go to the collarbone. Collarbones break pretty easy. And it's safer because I'm using the meaty part of my fist. Okay?
So before Annie Mae beats up Luke here, the first thing you mentioned, right? Somebody's attacking you.
Yes.
You're close. You said you got to get him away before you have the space.
Space equals escape.
Push him away? Like, what's the?
Well, it
how do you
depends.
get that space?
If he's grabbing me, maybe he's choking me or something like that. So now I have to maybe do another strike, and then the hammer fist is right there. So it all depends, and one thing leads to another. So in Krav Maga, we have to address the immediate threat first. Right. And if distance is the immediate threat, then we have to make that space.
All right, show Annie Mae the best way to do the hammer strike.
I'll ask a question before I do, because this is realistic for probably a lot of women. What if I'm nervous? Like, what do I do if I'm in this situation? How do you prepare yourself for it?
We were just talking to somebody in the back about that. The truth of the matter is, you will do what you're trained to do.
Yeah.
So if you're trained to react with a strike, then you will react with a strike. If you're trained, oh, look at that. See,
look at that Steve.
So I don't think she's going to freeze. This ain't your first rodeo. I don't even have to teach her nothing. She rotated the hips and everything. You know, she even used a little bit of a voice.
I got the confidence part that he was talking about in the beginning. It's really important so people don't mess with you in the first place.
And you got the voice, because your voice is your first line of self-defense.
And I was going to ask you about that, too, because you got to make some noise, right?
People ask me who gets attacked more, men or women, you know, and they've interviewed several people on this. And people who want to rob, and not sexual assault, so people want to rob or do violence, men. And the reason why they get attacked more, because men don't make noise. You know, women scream.
Right.
So I said, yeah, I've been telling my students that for a long time. You want to make as much noise as possible, maybe to scare the attacker away, maybe to bring some attention to yourself. Yep. So every time we strike, we yell. Yeah. You know, we yell, we make noise. You can be your own. Forget about those whistleblowers and all that. Be your own voice.
That's great. So bottom line is, if you take anything away from this, make some noise. If you do have to strike, use the top of your foot, kick through the groin. If you use the hammer, I mean, just strike from the top.
You want to be an instructor? You picked that up very fast.
You know what?
Steve's ready. I'm ready.
The only thing we're missing is we wanted Tucker to come out here because we got more groin kicks to deliver. We unfortunately only have one of these pads that we can use. But Tuck, we'll try to get you out here nonetheless. There's the information. If you're interested in signing up for any classes or learning much more, it's all super valuable.
Hey, and if they mention that they saw me here, we're going to give them a free class.
There you go.
There you go.
It's no better than that. These guys are great. Take advantage of it. All right, Jack.